Some poems just have this magic, right? They can take one single moment and pack it with a whole universe of feelings. Kamala Das's My Mother at 66 is exactly like that. It's a really personal look at growing older, the love we have for our parents, and that quiet, deep-down fear of saying goodbye. So let's dive into this beautiful and honestly heart-wrenching poem.
So let's start here, because this image gets right to the core of the poem. It's a moment we all know, waving goodbye, saying you'll see them soon. But underneath that simple gesture, there can be this huge unspoken worry about the future. And that's exactly the feeling we're going to explore.
Okay, so picture this. The whole poem happens during something super normal, a car ride. The poet, Kamala Das, is driving her mother to the Cochin airport after a visit. It's in this quiet, shared space, just the two of them in the car, that this really powerful thought hits her.
Before we go on, let's talk a little about the poet herself. Kamala Das was one of India's most amazing writers. She was famous for being incredibly honest and for her way of capturing all the little, complicated feelings in human relationships. This poem, it's a perfect example of her sensitive and beautiful style.
And look at how she starts. It's so simple, right? Driving from my parents' home, I saw my mother. She puts us right there in the car with her. It feels like such a normal, quiet start to a trip, but it's about to become so much more.
And here's where everything changes. This is the moment that turns an ordinary car ride into something else entirely. The poet just glances over at her mother, who has fallen asleep, and what she sees just stops her in her tracks. In this moment, with her mother just dozing, maybe with her mouth a little open, she seems so vulnerable. She's not just Amma, this strong person who has always been there. She's an elderly woman, looking frail. And seeing her like this triggers a sudden, painful thought.
Wow, the words she uses are so raw, ashen like that of a corpse. It's not a gentle way of saying her mother looks old. It's like a punch to the gut. It's that sudden, sharp realization, the poem even uses the word pain, that her mother really is as old as she looks.
So you can imagine, that thought it's a lot. It's so shocking and scary that her first instinct is just to get away from it. The poem says she put that thought away. It's this awful truth she's just not ready to face. So what does she do? She literally looks away.
So to escape this really heavy thought about her mom, she turns and looks out the car window. And the world she sees rushing by outside could not be more different from the feeling inside that car.
And this is such a powerful contrast, isn't it? Inside the car, you have her aging mother, who represents sleep, stillness, and this fear of things ending. But outside, the world is just bursting with life, young trees that look like they're running, and happy kids full of energy. It's a clear split screen between old and young, quiet and alive.
I mean, the imagery is so good. The trees aren't actually sprinting, of course, but you know that feeling when you're in a car and everything seems to be rushing past you? That's the feeling of life just moving so fast. And the kids spilling from their homes. It's just this picture of pure, joyful energy, the total opposite of her mother's stillness.
But, of course, that distraction can't last forever. They get to the airport, go through the security check, and now she's standing a little ways away from her mother. She looks at her one more time, and that painful feeling she tried so hard to push away just comes rushing right back. Okay, quick literature lesson, I promise. To explain what she sees next, the poet uses a tool called a simile. It's super simple. It's just when you compare two different things, using the words like or as, to create a really strong picture in your mind. And this is where she uses that simile, and it's just perfect. She says her mother's face was pale as a late winter's moon. Now, think about that for a second. A winter moon isn't bright and vibrant, is it? It's often kind of hazy, a bit faded, and it doesn't give off much warmth. It's an image of fading light, which is exactly how she sees her mother in that moment. And you know what? This feeling, it's not new for her. Seeing her mother looking so frail brings back what she calls that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. And what is that fear? It's that feeling every little kid has of being separated from their parents, the terror of losing them. And now, as a grown-up, that fear is back, but this time it feels so much more real. Okay, here's a really cool fact about this poem. The whole thing, from start to finish, is actually just one long sentence connected by commas. And that's on purpose. It's meant to feel like one continuous stream of thought, like all these feelings and observations are happening in a single breathless moment. So, this brings us to the very end of the poem. After feeling all this pain and fear inside, what does she actually do? What are the last things she says and does before she leaves her mother?
Even with all this sadness swirling inside her, look at what she says. Something so simple and so hopeful. See you soon, Amma. It's what we all say when we're leaving, isn't it? It's a way to soften the goodbye, to give comfort, even if we're not sure ourselves. She chose to give her mom comfort instead of sharing her own fear.
And then she does this. She just smiles, but not just once. The poem says, smile and smile and smile. That repetition is everything. One smile can be real, but 3 in a row? It feels like she's trying really, really hard. It feels like a mask she's putting on to hide all that ache and fear inside.
And so we're left with this question at the end. Is that smile just a brave face to protect her mom from her sadness? Or is it also a real, genuine hope that she'll see her again? The amazing thing about this poem is that it's probably both. It's a brave face and it's a heartfelt wish, all mixed together in that complicated, painful, and beautiful thing we call saying goodbye.